Each of these people has a very important thing in common. All of these people of history have made a difference in their surroundings. The novel I am using to base this project off of is Anthem by Ayn Rand, where the main character, Equality 72521, is facing a world of conformity. Through his thoughts, he learns that in school it was easier for him to learn. He learned that he liked one person more than the other, like Liberty and International. Equality, he had felt that he was damned for these attributes, so when he was given a street sweeper job, he was more than ready for his atonement. Through this story, not only does he figure out that being out of the community for them was bad, but for him it was his savior to his well-being. When he ran away from the Council of Scholars, he realized how cold and cruel people can be in a group, even when a person is trying to do the right thing. At the end of the novel, Prometheus, previously Equality, chose to use the old times home as his shelter and his beacon of hope for all those who would be willing to forget the conformity of man and work for man. His home would become a fortress of hope to show the world. Mahatma Gandhi was a man of great wisdom and stature. Born in 1869, he was raised in a pretty decent home. Gandhi is considered the father of India. Through he and the people of India's suffering, they were able to conquer the oppression of Great Britain without fighting and sparked a new generation of fighting battles without actually fighting violently. This one small Indian man was able to make a difference on a national scale. He inspired others to protest even when the rage of bloodshed was on the brink. He served as a stretcher-bearer in the Zulu Rebellion. In that rebellion, he saw the cruelty of man, much like equality, and found his calling in nonviolent protests of the British decree. Martin Luther King Jr. was a man who fought for the equality and civil rights for blacks. During his time, he was elected president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, an organization formed to provide new leadership for the now burgeoning civil rights movement. The ideals for this organization he took from Christianity, its operational techniques from Gandhi. In an 11-year period between 1957 and 1968, King traveled over 6 million miles and spoke over 2,500 times, appearing wherever and whenever there was injustice, protest, and action. He directed the peaceful march on Washington, D.C. with 2,500 people, to whom he delivered his address, "I Have a Dream." He conferred with President John F. Kennedy and campaigned for the President Lyndon B. Johnson. He was arrested upwards of 20 times and assaulted at least 4 times. He was awarded 5 honorary degrees and named Man of the Year by Time magazine in 1963, and became not only a symbolic leader for American blacks, but also as a world figure. John F. Kennedy was a hero among our presidents and to many Americans. Kennedy asked many Americans one of the greatest questions known to the United States and maybe even the world. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Solemn words from a great man. Kennedy was president during Vietnam and the Cuban Missile Crisis. During these trials, he knew what the stakes were. Nuclear war could have happened if not for Kennedy and the United States men and women who served during that time. Kennedy also served in the United States Navy, where during this time it took Kennedy 3 hours to tow his friends after a collision with a Japanese destroyer. Kennedy was later awarded the Navy Cross and Marine Corps medals for his heroics in the rescue of crew PT-109, as well as the Purple Heart for the injuries sustained in the accident on the night of August 1st, 1943. An official account of the entire incident was written by an intelligence officer in August 1943 and subsequently declassified in 1959. As President Kennedy met once again with the rescuers and was toasted by members of the Japanese destroyer crew. During World War II, Kennedy risked his life to save his fellow soldiers from harm. Kennedy may have been assassinated, but his leadership lives on now, inspiring others to ask what they can do for their country. Charles Robert Sullivan, a man I knew personally and who had affected my life on many occasions, with the difference that he made. I chose to use him as a personal reference because not everyone who makes a difference is famous throughout history, and he was a part of mine. Mr. Sullivan is my grandfather, who passed away on February 16th, 2011, which is 2 years ago. He lived in Prudentville, Michigan for 65 years and was married with 5 children and many grandchildren, including myself. He served 2 years in Vietnam with the United States Army and 43 years as a Denton Township Fire Department officer. He achieved the rank of Assistant Fire Chief and worked in construction for 26 years, and 14 years as Roscommon County Rehabilitation Inspector and Veteran Affairs Officer. He was a lifetime member of his church, the Our Lady of the Lake Catholic Church. He taught me how to hunt, fish, and golf. This man was an amazing family man, and just from these achievements that he did in life, with everyone in his community and with my family, it shows he had a long and valued life. And the one man making a difference was himself, because he affected everyone around him. The reason I chose to write about one man making a difference is because everyone should know that to make a difference alone is to serve men by being a man or woman, and stepping up to the plate and doing the right thing even when danger or cruelty seems near. Strength does not come from brute force or bronze, but your heart. That is true strength, and these men did that for their fellow man. Like all others making a difference, try and make one in your community. Volunteer for something. Get your friends to join you with it and help make a difference anywhere you go. Like Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.